Plug. Let's go. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last GM of the school year, spring GM. Always kind of like a sad but happy one. Next slide, please. So yeah, welcome to the CL GM. Kind of wanted to go over quickly what CL is for any of the newcomers here. I saw we have some first years and some second years, so it'd be great to just talk about like what CL is, and we can go over that right now. CL is this amazing community that we have on campus where we primarily do club-based, student-led projects that are really about exploring abstract ideas or sometimes concrete ones, but we like to focus on some of the weird, quirky ones. And it's really about building passion and finding things that you like doing and simply for the joy of actually doing them. So next slide, please. Here's kind of an overview of what we have today. We've got 6 projects that we're going to go over. They're really, really cool. We did a tech run today, and I'm pretty excited for the ones that we have. Maggie, who is our lead projects manager, will go over some like tidbits on how to apply. We have some other opportunities lined up in terms of applying to board and other things. And then finally, we will go over some of the events that we have planned for the quarter. Really excited for those as well. So next slide, please. Without further ado, Maggie, take it away.
All right, hi guys, my name is Maggie, and like Brian said, I'm the lead projects manager, and I also have my other PMs with me here. If you have any questions about projects, please feel free to reach out to me and ask me in chat, or feel free to stay in the main room afterwards. We're also going to be having breakout rooms at the end of all of our announcements for this meeting. So please feel free to stay if you have any questions for any of the project leads of the projects coming up. So next slide. So this quarter, we have 6 amazing projects, and we're going to be having each of the project leads talk a little bit more about their projects, as well as the types of project members they'll be looking for. So first up, we have Buy Small.
Hello, I'm Shraddha. I'm a second-year CS major.
Hi, I'm Rima. I'm also a second-year CS major. We both have worked on CL projects before, and we're really excited to be leading our own project this quarter. Our project is called Buy Small, and Buy Small is an iOS app that will consolidate information about small businesses and make sustainable products as easily available to customers as big corporate brands. When we talk about small businesses, we mean everything from minority-owned, sustainable, local, and more.
We love shopping small and finding cool, ethically sourced products, so we want to bring that experience to more people. On our app, users will be able to search for products from local businesses, locate small companies in their community, and submit information about businesses they frequently recommend to others. We're starting in the LA community, but we hope to expand out in the future.
We're looking for front-end and back-end developers, and experience in Swift is preferred, but it's definitely not necessary. We're also looking for designers with experience working with Figma or other design tools, and a researcher with outreach and communication skills.
We'd love for everyone on our project to be passionate about social impact, and we encourage everyone of different skill levels to apply, and we're excited to meet you. Thank you.
Okay, next slide, we have Let's Take a Walk.
Hi, my name is Don, and I just wanted to talk about what a weird concept going on a walk with someone is. It's this objectively boring task of putting one of your feet in front of the other. But going on walks with people is one of the biggest things I miss during this pandemic. Something about walking just makes talking better than chatting on Zoom or Discord. Walking is a shared experience. Not to get sappy, but one of my favorite memories was just walking up Jan steps and turning around and looking at all the lights on the hill with my friends. It forces me to be present because I can't be walking and scrolling through my phone and avoid tripping. Like, that's just too much for my brain. Whatever it is, I've always loved the attitude you have on walks, because when you ask someone to go on a walk, you're saying, hey, the only entertainment I want is listening to your dumb face. So because we're in quarantine, but also because I hate that walking is exercise, the big question I had was, how do you take a walk with someone on the internet? The project is called Let's Take a Walk, It's a multiplayer game for friends to go on a digital walk together and just get into a mood for meaningful conversations. This project is for people who want to explore what qualities affect our conversations. Is it vulnerability, shared experiences, alcohol? What sort of game features facilitate those qualities? Aesthetic digital scenes, introspective questions, co-op minigames? The goal is to provide an alternative to just sitting on Discord with your camera off while you scroll through Instagram in the background, which is something I totally do. The goal is to make a game that friends can play and feel like they're going on a walk together. Next slide. This is a beginner-friendly project, and for the most part, I'll be considering more what ideas you can bring than what your technical skills are. Though if you're here to build skills, this project is for people who want to learn about web game development and artists interested in game design. Also, if you play ukulele or guitar, I was really inspired by the game A Short Hike and would love to make some soundtracks. Thanks, and hope you apply.
Next slide, we have emotion.
Hi guys, my name is Jo, and I'm the project lead for Emotion. So Emotion, I kind of think of it as just like a creative digital piece exploring the concept of emotion as energy in motion. And personally, I'm really fascinated by the way we interact with emotional experiences. And if we think about emotions as energies in motion, like what happens when we deny the flow of our emotions, like if we suppress an emotion, what will happen to us, And I'm really open to what the end product is going to look like, but I do have some ideas about the features it will have. So I would like it to be interactive, multisensory, and kind of sort of a playful vibe. So the end goal is for the audience to recognize that emotions do flow and that there are a variety of ways people can interact with emotions. They're either helpful or harmful for their health. I have like a few tangible ideas of what it look like. So just come to my breakout room later and I can show you some examples. Yeah, okay, next slide. Thanks. I'm looking for one to tech leads who are familiar with those softwares I've mentioned on a slide. And I'm also looking for some artists. I mean it in like a very broad sense, anyone can. If you're interested in art, like illustrator, musician, or designer, just hit me up. And I love anyone who's open-minded and passionate. So just come talk to me later if you're interested. Thanks.
Okay, next slide. We have AR/UX.
Hello, my name is Caroline. I'm a third-year computational and systems bio major.
And I'm Fiona. I'm a fourth-year applied math major.
Yeah, and our project name is called AR/UX. If y'all are interested, it is about user experience research in AR. It's not a very creative name, but y'all can change that. So we're actually going to be working with a recently launched app on the App Store. It's a visual peer-to-peer payment app in augmented reality. And so we're actually going to be conducting heuristic evaluations, which is basically like kind of looking at the app and seeing what could be improved. And we're going to be doing some usability testing, which is just like kind of seeing what features of the app are really good for users and which are not, and how it can be improved. Next slide, please.
Yeah, so this is a really beginner-friendly project. We do not expect people to have any prior experience in UX design or research. We're hoping to bring on 3 to 4 students. We hope you apply. We'll teach you and guide you through everything. So definitely no experience needed.
All right, next we have moving on.
Oh, hello. What's up, guys? My name is Emmy, and this is my project. So if you're like me, you have a lot of things and you don't like throwing them away. And then whenever you happen to move, you find out that you have too many things, and then it just becomes too much for you to handle, and you're reluctant to let go because each item is like a memory, but how much do you really remember? So this is going to be about a character who is moving across the country, and then they open a small box containing a lot of items given to them by someone who's no longer in their life. As the context is up to discussion. But yeah, so it's going to be a web app with a bunch of individual items for the player or user to explore. This can include photos, poetry, songs, videotape, whatever you can present digitally. I want to hear about it. And with each item you unpack, you kind of decide if you want to let it go or if you want to keep it. And at the end, you have like a stack that you're going to throw away and a stack that you're going to keep. And hopefully this helps the player cherish your memories, whether good or bad. Literally unpack the trauma. Oh, yes. And yeah, I'm welcoming any types of skills in this. It's pretty open-ended so far for artists of any kind, whatever you can make. I'm sure we can find a way to incorporate it. It's more about like the ideas you have and the willingness to contribute, I guess. So yeah, even if you can like crochet or something, I don't know, we can make something out of it. So for these people, I don't have a set limit on how many I'm taking, but just pitch me your ideas, show me something you've made. One writer to kind of help me develop the concept, and one UI designer who can help with layout and navigation, and two devs who are interested in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, maybe React if we're ambitious. But yeah, if you're contributing to any of the latter three roles, you're also welcome to contribute to the little like object thingies as well. So beginners are more than welcome. We're gonna have a great time, play some sad music. It'll be good. Yep, that's my project. Thank you. Go on.
Next slide. And last but not least, we have Lark.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm the project lead for Lark. And the reason I chose the name Lark is because like one, birds are cute, and two, like for the second definition, as in to do something for fun or to do something kind of foolish or useless. So the intent of this project is mostly just to do something fun together and collaborate on something like weird and wacky. I'm also not too sure about the end product yet. Like as it says, like I'm open to doing something that's like a cool data visualization or just kind of just like making memes or something. But yeah, like the most important part of this project would be kind of just self-expression, collaboration, and just, yeah, having fun. So this is a little bit confusing, but I'll try and go over my thoughts and just like explanation more in my breakout room, where I also have like a very big mood board, which I think makes more sense. But yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so I'm looking for 3 people with some type of creative or technical skill. Yeah, this is really open-ended. If you like brainstorming and just like purely making things, please apply, and definitely mention like any interests or ideas you have. It doesn't have to be like super interesting. It could just be like, you know, like I really like bubble wrap, or like I really like the color orange or something. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's all.
Okay, next slide. So just to wrap up the project section for GM1, if you have any questions, again, for the P leads, we will be opening up breakout rooms at the very, very end if you have any questions. If a project has already caught your eye, just a reminder that project member apps will be due next Wednesday on the 7th by the end of the day. We're going to be blasting out the member app link, hopefully in Zoom sometime soon. But essentially, if you are a first year, or if this is your first time ever listening or hearing in about CL projects and you want some tips on how to apply, here are just like a couple of things. So one, project leads are the only ones who choose who they want on their project. So any of the board members on CL, we don't have any say. So if you have any questions, or if you want to get to know the projects more, definitely talk more in depth with the project leads during either the breakout sessions, or even reach out to them at the end. Secondly, if you look at the app, you have a choice to choose your first choice project, a second, and a third choice. And your first choice is guaranteed to look at your application. But also don't forget that the second and third choices can be really important too. Even if you only really want to be on one project, we encourage that you try your hand at the different projects as well. You never know what you might end up with. And lastly, definitely just apply to the project that you think you'll enjoy working on the most. I know that projects can be seen as like resume building or skill building, but at the end of the day, we just want everyone to have fun. So please definitely keep that in mind too. So next slide. I'm going to pass it over to Sam.
All right, so what can I do beyond projects? You can apply to board and join our small little team. If you're interested in helping us, grow this creative community and ways we can engage a larger audience, then you should definitely apply. Right now, we are looking for a designer, and this includes UX and also visual design. So essentially, you'll be in charge of designing workshops, marketing materials, and website. This summer, we're also going to be conducting user research to better gauge our audience. We're also recruiting a front-end developer, and you'll be helping out with making cool community projects. We're also recruiting a content marketer, and you'll mostly be helping out with defining CL's verbal voice. So helping us write copy and our little quirky Instagram captions and whatnot. And lastly, we're recruiting for external, someone who likes to write emails and who likes to form those business relationships. And to apply, you can go to the link above, tinycl.com/join. If you have any questions about joining board and anything about like time commitment and skill level, feel free to stay after GM. All of the board members with the little background will be here to answer your questions. And then moving on to events, we have a lot of events this quarter, so make sure you have your calendar out and you're writing these events down. So this is kind of like, I don't know if you guys know about Bloom, but we had an introductory design and development course last quarter, and this is something similar. It's called Field Notes Belle Époque, and essentially it's weekly lessons on how to plan, design, and develop your own personal website from beginning to end. And we'll be guiding you through the entire process. And because these are weekly lessons, make sure you take note of like what lessons you want to attend. I recommend attending all of the lessons because we will be going through everything step by step and kind of guiding you to create your own website in the end. So this is the design style that all of the workshops will be having. So if you're not already on our Facebook page, you should be liking the page and be on the lookout for this style of design. All right, so moving on to one of our first writing workshops.
Jason, I think you're muted.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So the title for this workshop is called Having Opinions, and I titled it this because everyone has opinions, but they don't necessarily know how to say them or even write them. So I think we'll be leading this workshop mainly for the part of people that want to like start a blog or just like be able to formulate their thoughts a little better. So here I wrote a little bit of description, but basically it's kind of calling people out who, have opinions, talk about them, but don't really have anything much to say, anything much to back them up for. So we'll be going over a lot of different things in this workshop, mainly talking about how you might turn your like small little opinions into reviews. For example, like maybe you have a hot take about a movie, you think like something didn't have good like cultural representation. You can turn that into a complete review. And that's what we'll be going over in this workshop.
All right, so one of our design workshops is going to be called Figuring Out Figma. And we'll be going over the basics of graphic design using Figma and yeah, just learning the ropes of Figma and learning the shortcuts and learning the basics of graphic design, how to create, you know, quote unquote, good graphic design, like the slides you see today, and just learning the fundamentals of design.
Yeah, next up, so after you learn how to design your website, we'll be trying to teach you how to transfer your design into an actual website with HTML and CSS. So in this website or in this workshop, we'll be going over just the basics, and I'll be giving some tips and tricks about how to do like proper layouts and effects. And yeah, you really don't need any experience at all, as long as you can like type. That's cool. So yeah, check it out. Week 4, Monday. Yeah. Next slide. Something else we've also been doing that we started last quarter is this thing called Creatives Anonymous. And basically this is just a super chill meeting where people will just present certain like personal projects that they've been working on. And by personal project, like we don't just mean, you know, like something cool and like techie. It could literally just be like, oh, like I embroidered this thing, or like I baked like a cake or something like that. So like anything really goes. And we also have a channel on our Discord where people are just sharing, you know, their like works in progress or just other things they're doing. And we've also been doing just like mini like hangouts, I guess. We did like a sketching session and a blackout poetry session. So if you're interested in any of that, also come check it out. It'll be like on Fridays at 7 for the most part. And we'll be announcing it on our social media also.
So next up, this isn't really a workshop, and it's more so just like board members talking, but we wanted people to get more of a personal perspective on how board members think and what exactly we talk about or do. So we'll be having a podcast episode on Sunday. We had the podcast back in fall quarter, actually didn't really continue it in winter, but we'll be running it back this quarter. And we'll be talking about routine and flow. So this is about design thinking and how people apply design to their own personal lives. And we'll also be talking about the negatives or positives of that, and specifically whether or not we really believe in or focus on like getting into that flow state for our homework, or, you know, we just kind of procrastinate and sporadically do things. So tune in on our Twitch channel. Link will be on the slides on Sunday. And then next up, we have the calendar for all of these events. So this is a calendar for the next month. We'll also be posting another calendar afterward, after this calendar is up. But you'll see a lot of the different workshops that we have going on. There's more than just the ones that we talked about today. For example, on the 30th, we have anime.js. It says no weebs, but weebs are welcome. But this will help you get through like, you know, like deploying and actually like creating a whole site and a little bit extra. And next time we'll likely be going over more advanced topics, but this is the beginning section just for this month. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably be posting a Facebook event soon with all of that information and all the links necessary so you can go to those events. So back to Sam.
All right, so to conclude our first general meeting, thank you everyone for coming. Here is a link to project member apps and I think joining CL in general. Make sure to follow our Instagram at Creative Labs UCLA for updates on these workshops and other events. Also make sure to follow our Facebook at UCLA Creatives. And lastly, lastly, please join our Discord because sometimes we have game nights or sometimes we're watching a movie and we'd love you guys to join and chat with us. And yeah, so now we will be opening up breakout rooms with their respective project leads. And if you have any questions about a project, please join that breakout room. Or if you have any questions about board and projects in general, you're free to stay in the main room.
Yeah, and project leads, if you haven't already, feel free to go into your respective breakout rooms.